Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Qam Yasharahla, by Qam Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 elect men out here pushing this word in truth and sincerity, as well as all the aquath out there listening and learning, and the 1/3 men, women, and children who listen to the truth in all sincerity. I want to say shalom to you all as well. And this is just a quick little video I'm going to do about two articles I found that I felt would be pretty noteworthy to do a video about. This one is entitled Iranian Oil Tankers Defy U.S. Threats, Enter Venezuelan Waters. And this is published May 24th, 2020. It says, Iran ignored warnings of retaliation from the U.S. as the first of 5 Iranian tankers entered Venezuela's exclusive economic zone on Saturday. So you got Iranian tankers that are entering the waters surrounding Venezuela, but they're going through the U.S. waters. It said the tanker named Fortune reached the Venezuela's territorial waters at around 7:40 p.m. after passing north of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, according to vessel tracking data. It says Tarek El Asami, Venezuela's economy vice president, said the ships from the Fraternal Islamic Republic of Iran are now in our exclusive economic zone. Venezuelan state television showed images of a Navy ship and aircraft preparing to meet it. The defense minister had pledged that the military would escort the tankers once they reached Venezuela's exclusive economic zone due to what authorities described as threats from the United States. So Venezuela and Iran basically have a transaction set up between one another, okay? And the United States wants to get in the midst of it and get involved because they feel like they shouldn't be able to do that in their own land, okay, on their own terms. You see, but that's America, man. Always stepping into somebody else's territory, man. Okay, trying to control, uh, control the economic structure of other people's environments. You see, it says the 5 tankers are carrying a staggering 1.53 million barrels of gasoline and alkylate to Venezuela, according to both governments and sources. The desperately needed shipments have caused a diplomatic standoff between the United States and Iran and Venezuela, which are under U.S. sanctions. So these devils got both of these countries under U.S. sanctions. Why? Because they're not doing business with them. You see, this man wants to take from everybody. You see, he wants to have his hands on everybody's riches. If he ain't involved with it, or if he isn't reaping the benefits from it, he doesn't want anybody reaping it. You see, Iran has warned of repercussions from the potential interception of Iranian tankers by the U.S. in a phone conversation with Emir of Qatar on Saturday. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani warned that the Islamic Republic will respond to any possible U.S. aggression against Iranian oil tankers in the Caribbean Sea or any other point in the world. That's powerful, man, because you got these nations standing up. They're not going to keep on getting ran over and bullied by this nation, America, man. It says on May 20th, Iran's defense minister, Brigadier General Amir Hatami, said that in any U.S. harassment, so like Hatami said that any U.S. harassment of Iranian tankers will be met with a decisive response. Hey, so them fighting words, man. Okay, they squaring up on each other with the words that they using. You see, he said on Wednesday, any disruption for tankers is against international regulations and security, referring to the release of some reports on the threat of U.S. officials to harass tankers carrying Iran's fuel to Venezuela. Right. That like they saying any move, any false move you make, man, we gonna make a move. You see, don't interrupt our business. It says both international organizations and countries that are sensitive to water regulations and security must react to this issue. He added. So, and that's powerful, man. You got Iran standing on what they believe in, man. Okay, because we've seen uh, Afghanistan fold. You know, we've seen uh, countries like Libya fold with killing Gaddafi. But these last two, man, Iraq, Iran, Turkey, Syria, these countries not taking America's crap, man. You see, with these Venezuelans just trying to do business and get oil for their and gas for their country, that's just them trying to stay above water. But what you got America, you got these devils trying to stop any type of, you know, uh, actions like that, to try to, better themselves or stay afloat. America is swatting that down because what that president down there, he ain't with America, man. Okay, he see through America's BS. You know. This is Job chapter 20, verse 19. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. This man ain't stopping, man. Okay? He takes and oppresses the poor. Them people ain't got nothing down there, man. They ain't got food to eat. And you stopping them just by getting some gasoline. They can't even get fuel for their cars or for the machines they got to run down there. Whatever they need it for. You see, he's stopping just that. It says, verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Because, hey, man, the Most High is about to demolish this place. Okay? The Most High is about to get rid of every little uh, piece of the American dream you can think of, man. He's about to straight stomp on it. You see, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Because what he's doing right now is reaching for every little piece of, commodity he can get his hands on in these last few hours of Babylon the Great. You see, and just by him doing that, he's gonna come into difficult times because everybody is gonna start putting their hand amongst America, man. Okay, they're gonna start seeing this devil for who he really is. I'm gonna skip down to verse 27. It says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Who's that earth rising up against him? That's these other nations. They gonna see through this man's BS, and they gonna start putting their hand upon America, man. Okay, these other nations like Britain, uh, France, uh, uh, Germany, they gonna start straying away from America, man. And what that's gonna lead a bully on the playground by itself, man. And everybody just gonna pounce on them, you know. Verse 28, it says, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Hey, man, America is gonna be a sewer, okay? It's gonna be a pit when all this calamity come upon it, man. Okay, that dollar fell. He instituted that mark of the beast. Okay, man, people out here gonna be, basically every man for himself. That food shortage gonna start. That pestilence gonna start cranking up for real. Hey man, that's when America gonna be weak. Verse 29 it says, "This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High." So that's gonna be what America is gonna be left by. Okay. I want to get Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men." That's what's going on when you got Iran saying that, hey, you mess with our ships while we trying to deliver this load, we gonna put hands on you. That's the mighty men waking up, you know. It says, "Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." And ultimately we know this is talking about in that day when the nations fight over there in uh the valley of Jehoshaphat, okay, that mid eastern area, okay, in the midst of Iraq, Syria, uh, 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 Iraq, Syria, Iran, okay, Turkey, in that whole valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which means the valley of the Lord's judgment. You see, that's when they all gonna say, "Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong." And see, 20 years ago they was weak because they didn't have the military and the military might and the weapons. They didn't have the manpower as America did. But hey, today, yeah, like that video. Today I got time. Hey man, these nations got time today, man. They got nukes just like America. Well, not just like America, but they do have ICBMs. Okay, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay. Verse 11 it says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord." And that's what they doing. They about to come down. Okay. But before that happens, it has to be stirred up. You know, those plagues, like it talks about in Matthew chapter 24, rumors of wars, a nation amongst a nation. Okay. Famine, death, all those things have to be stirred up before this day. You see? And it's the point, verse 12, it says, "Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." And that's the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, okay? The Lord's judgment. Got one more article I had found I'm gonna get into, and it's a quick one. It says U.S. city deploys camera-equipped planes for surveillance, and that was published on May 26, 2020. So these devils they got planes with cameras, man, to do more surveillance. And basically, man, this is just the devil being nosy, wanting to keep an eye on Jake, and it's going to coincide with his plans to uh, do his contact tracing. Okay, when it gets closer to more martial law, and eventually that mark of the beast. First is going to be the vaccine to see who's getting that, and then we know it's going to institute that. I mean, then it's going to carry over into the mark of the beast, which we know that this man operates on something called gradualism. You see, it says the U.S. city of Baltimore is deploying a controversial method of surveillance that was developed for use in Iraq, because we know this man to be a man of war. Okay, it talks about that in Psalms chapter 10. Okay, camera-equipped planes will take to the skies to help fight crime. Its success or failure there could have significant consequences for the rest of the country. Al Jazeera's Patty Culhane reports from Baltimore. So it says, its success or failure there could have significant consequences for the rest of the country. So what does that mean? He's gradually about to institute this all over the country, okay? And that's what is going to be used to for his data and for his surveillance on the whole country to see how are they responding to martial law, how are they responding to more uh, draconian laws, okay? How are they responding to their implementation of a mandatory vaccine? But he got to have eyes, okay? He has to be able to see to be able to do that, to be able to, perpetuate that wickedness right there. So I'm gonna let this video play, and then we're gonna get a couple more scriptures.
Secret. When it was discovered, activists sued. When many people think of the U.S. city of Baltimore, they picture this: block after block of rundown homes, litter, graffiti, crime. This is the city with the second highest murder rate in the country. Just last year, 348 people were murdered on these streets.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Community activist Joyce Jones is talking to a local radio station to sell people on what she sees as a possible solution. One that takes a very different view of Baltimore from above. 3 planes flying 12 hours a day over most of the city, filled with cameras, tracing everyone's movements. The pictures stored for 45 days, and if there's a violent crime, police can go back and retrace the steps of everyone nearby.
People are afraid to speak out. The community with support program will alleviate those witnesses that are afraid to speak because the cameras speak for themselves.
Activist Davon Love disagrees.
We've seen recently, the past few years, like the gun trace task force, where police officers were robbing people, selling drugs, planting drugs, etc. That level of power that comes with that level of surveillance is just not something that will, one, positively impact public safety.
There's a war on the black man.
The Baltimore police do have a troubled history.
Black lives matters because you're killing black people.
The suspicious death of Freddie Gray in police custody sparked widespread riots in the city in 2015. Not long after, the police started the aerial surveillance program in secret. When it was discovered, activists sued to stop it, but a judge recently ordered the flights could resume. They are appealing the decision. Still, the Baltimore police commissioner believes it will be held up in the courts. The city already uses cameras on street corners and microphones to pick up the sound of gunshots.
There is no expectation of privacy in public, on a public street, on a sidewalk. And so it can't film inside of private places or beyond walls.
The cost of the program will be more than $3.5 million over 6 months. It is being paid for by a Texas billionaire. And if it's deemed a success, it's likely it could spread to other U.S. cities. A program designed to protect American soldiers at war overseas turned in on its citizens at home. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera.
And see, it's so many things that can be talked about in just that one video, man. Okay, you see how they said it's going to be in the surrounding cities, and it's coming to cities near you, and it's coming to all over the country, and words like that. We know that was already in his plans. Okay. See, first I want to get Isaiah chapter 29. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Because they think that somehow through all of these, secret plans and, bringing out things 10 years after you plan them, and just all this secrecy, they really think that their works are being hidden, but they're not being hidden. Okay, the Lord see you. and then the Lord's servants see you, man. Okay, like it talks about in Second Corinthians, man. You, uh, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. You see, these people in the world, they might be ignorant to what you have going on, but the prophets, the men of the Lord, they're not ignorant to what you secretly plan, okay, and what you secretly have planned in the future. Okay, we see right through it spiritually. Okay, and it's because of the spirit of the Lord that's on us that gives us the ability to be able to do that. You see, um, this is Psalms chapter 64, verse 6. It says, "They search out iniquities; they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep." They thought on this stuff a long time, man. Okay, that video when George Soros came out with, I believe it was like 19. Nah, I think it was like back in 2003. I know the early 2000s, but he said uh, they're planning to chip everybody. Okay, and he asked him. He said, "Well, why do you want to do this?" He said, "Because we want to control the world." Simple as put. But while you have everybody out here clowning and partying and basically BSing, he's forward in this, but he's not going to be able to accomplish it. Okay, this is Job chapter 5, verse 12. It says, "He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." So, I mean, even with all the deep plans and the the uh the diligent search that he's sought out, the Most High Yahweh by Shem Shai is gonna disappoint the devices of the crafty, man. And the crafty in this case is the so-called self-proclaimed white man, Esau, Edom. Okay. With that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Shai by Hashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect out here pushing this word in truth and sincerity, and to all the Aqua for listening and learning, and to the men, women, and children. Uh, I want to say shalom to you all as well. Shalom.